After being reborn, the very first thing I did was force the woman who loved me to swallow a venomous green pit viper alive, while I calmly swallowed an ordinary-looking stone. Everyone thought I had completely lost my mind. What they didn't know was that in less than a minute, every living creature on Earth would undergo a massive mutation. Humans would gain supernatural abilities based on whatever they had eaten right before it happened. In my previous life, I had eaten a lamb bun. That gave me a wool ability, useful at first for surviving harsh weather, but useless once monsters grew stronger. I became nothing more than prey. This time, I came prepared. Back then, I had seen a stray dog with godlike power, something out of legend. It turned out to be an ordinary mutt owned by an antique shop owner. The dog had accidentally swallowed a piece of jade while protecting him, which triggered its transformation. So after returning to the past, I tracked down that same shop and scraped together everything I had to buy the jade. As for the girl, Emily, there was a reason I forced her to swallow that snake. She had always loved me. Even in the apocalypse, when she awakened an ice-based ability strong enough to survive, she stayed by my side, protecting me, someone weak and dependent. In the end, my weakness dragged us both down. I wasn't going to let that happen again. In my previous life, her pet snake had evolved into a powerful serpent-like creature, nearly reaching the level of a mythical dragon. If it hadn't lost to that same mutated guard dog, it might have gone even further. And there was one more key detail humanity had learned. Swallowing something whole produced the strongest abilities. If I could have split the jade, I would have, but it was too tough to break. Even so, the power she'd gained from the snake would far surpass the ice ability she once had. Standing there, she hesitated, torn between the boy she loved and the pet she cared for. But when she saw how serious I was, she made her choice. "I'm sorry, Lily, but for him, I'll do anything." In front of the entire class, she picked up the snake and swallowed it whole. The room fell to a stunned silence. Then came a wave of horrified reactions. No one could believe what they had just seen. She rushed to the water dispenser, desperately drinking, then collapsed against the wall, gagging. Only then did everyone snap out of it. "Are you serious? You actually did it?" Even the teacher stood frozen, unable to process what was happening. Amid the chaos, I walked over and caught her as she grew weaker. Her face had turned pale, sweat clinging to her hair. Across the room, a classmate, Jason, snapped. He'd always liked her, and seeing this pushed him over the edge. Fueled by anger, he stormed forward. "What's wrong with you? You knew she liked you and you made her do that?" His voice shook the room. I ignored him completely, holding her steady while pulling out my phone and watching the time. Jason shoved through the crowd, ready to swing. 10, 9. As the clock struck 10, a blinding light erupted outside the window. An overwhelming surge of energy flooded the world, forcing everyone to shield their eyes. The mutation had begun.